plaintiff, Jeremy Bartlett, has a foot fetish, and the defendant answered his online ad looking for a woman who didn't mind her feet being worshipped. Jeremy claims he paid the defendant for 4 foot sessions, but then she borrowed over $10,000 that she failed to repay, so he's suing. Defendant Tony Terry says she answered Jeremy's ad because she needed extra money, so he started paying her on a regular basis to rub her feet. Tony insists Jeremy is suing for more than she owes.
All right, start with you.
I met the defendant in the summer of 2017 after I'd placed a Craigslist ad looking for a lady who didn't mind her feet being worshipped.
What?
Foot freak.
Well, I'll explain.
Foot freak?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, foot worship is when you kiss feet, suck toes, things like that.
Oh, my God.
I know there's foot freaks and you're one. Is that your point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead. I mean, I don't pass judgment on your thing. Got my own thing. So.
And what's that? We all want to know.
Go ahead.
So I'm not ashamed of it, Your Honor. And matter of fact, I've had several foot ladies over to my house over.
How long have you been a foot freak, sir?
As far as probably since I was a little kid, I've always noticed feet. So, but I've always had, Your Honor, I've always had foot ladies over, and I've always introduced them to my mom because I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't tell her what I was doing with them, but I've always introduced them to my mom. And of all the ones I've had over, Your Honor, the only one that she was concerned about was the defendant.
Why?
She said, "Jeremy, don't get too involved with that girl. She's weird."
She's weird. She's weird.
No, Your Honor, that sounds a little strange coming from a foot guy. But my mom was exactly right because she turned out to be a con artist.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you get a thrill out of that? Is some type of thrill?
Unfortunately, I do, Your Honor.
Well, not unfortunately. Your thing is your thing.
So,
Trying to ask this in a decent and daytime television way. Do you get excited as you would if you were being intimate? Do you get excited in that way?
well, Your Honor,
Is it sexually exciting to you? You get sexual pleasure out of it.
Well, Your Honor, some sessions end happier than others. But, yes, there is some sexual component to it.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, do your thing, man. All right.
I'd placed a Craigslist ad looking for a lady who didn't mind her feet being worshipped.
What?
Foot freak.
Well, I'll explain.
Foot freak?
Yeah.
Foot worship is when you kiss feet, suck toes,
worship.
things like
Oh, my
that.
God.
I know there's foot freaks and you're one. Is that your point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant Tony Terry met the plaintiff online, and she claims he has a foot fetish, and he regularly paid Tony to rub her feet.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. Give me some
Basically, he's
background.
the sugar daddy, Your Honor.
That's all. Sugar daddy.
Yeah,
and
he, like you said,
that's an easy job.
He
Come in,
has
rub the
multiple-
feet, and give me that 500 or 100, 200 or whatever.
Exactly. And that's what it became to, you know.
Where's your meeting?
Online. I was actually looking online trying to find extra work cleaning houses and came across that. I thought it was odd and very, very odd, but turned out to be legit. I just didn't realize how far in detail until I got other emails that, like you said, he likes it a little more than some other people. Started to wonder if that's his thing, maybe like a 40-year-old virgin just into feet. But it became a regular thing. I needed extra money. I have bills, kids, mom to take care of.
Now, if you don't mind, just describe one of the high.
It did get a little bit weird. I went there the first time, rubbed my feet, sitting there watching TV. I really didn't pay no attention to him. I'm trying to tune out, like, but it's nice, okay? Normally you go pay for a foot rub. You pay money for somebody to rub your feet. It's the opposite way around. Kind of enjoyed it. Not like that, though. But
What was he doing
rubbing
while
my
you
feet and smelling my feet, which just became odd. And it was just like, okay, got the money left.
I mean, but beyond that, he wasn't like, ooh, baby.
No, thank God, no.
Okay.
I couldn't tell that there was extra excitement there, so.
All right, sir. What are you suing her about?
I'm suing her for $5,000 because I only paid for 4 foot sessions with her.
How much per session?
I guess it was about $80.
Okay.
The last foot session I had with her was in 2017, so it's been a while.
Okay.
And in October of 2017, she disappeared. I didn't hear from her. And then she got in touch with me in June of 2018, and she wanted me to send her a Western Union money order for about $75. And I did that. And
Tell her to send you a toe?
I did send pictures, Your Honor,
at
for
least
that.
get a toe out of that.
she did, Your Honor, she did send me a few foot pics.
Okay.
And then I didn't hear for
Foot pictures.
PG-rated foot pics. And then I didn't hear from her, Your Honor, for about another 3 months, and she got in touch with me in November 2018. She needed another money order. I gave that to her.
How much?
I think it was about $40, something like that.
You got to give more than about if you intend to collect or convince me of the amount she owes, but go ahead. $40 in November, you believe.
I believe, Your Honor. And she also gave me some foot pics then. And then, starting in December 1st, it was almost a daily occurrence that she needed loans from me. And there was no more foot pics, no more foot sessions, just kind of got out of control. She needed.
Well, that's not exactly true, because there was times we'd meet up and you'd rub my feet sitting in the car, so those
correct.
weren't counted.
She is correct, Your Honor. A lot of times in a parking lot, I'd give her money, $100 or whatever she needed at the time, and I would rub her feet a little bit, but it was, no more than that in the parking lot. And it just got out of control, Your Honor. She needed help because she lost her pay card. She couldn't get access to her money, Your Honor. And then she needed help because she had surgery she had to have. She had some dental work. And one of the things, she kept having to pay child support. It was one thing after the other, Your
What's
Honor.
the total amount?
According to my calculations, I gave her lent her about $10,000 in cash. And
Okay, that's why you're able to do a little guessing, because it's significantly over the amount we're able to grant today.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're able to grant $5,000. So you must, however, prove that you gave $5,000 minimum. Beyond that is irrelevant. But you need to prove that you gave her $5,000 and that she agreed to repay it.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me, how about the agreement to repay? That's what I need to hear.
Yes, Your Honor, I've got several text messages here of her willing to repay me.
Okay, let me hear from her. Tell me about this, ma'am, in terms of the loans he's about to
Well, there was the
prove.
ones he had sent me, which unfortunately I've been through about 5 cell phones, so I have no text messages, where he had asked if it was going to be cash or foot sessions, and I said, well, easier for foot sessions, so that's what I thought. Especially at times whenever we were meeting up, he'd give me money, rub my feet in the car. I'm like,
So there was an
the counter
agreement
out.
to repay him?
There was maybe one where I said, hey, I'll pay this back, and I put that on a piece of paper.
This
and write.
back meaning all the money you owed
No,
him at that time?
No.
Just for
the
that
last
particular
borrowing.
time?
It was like 120.
Do you know 120, nowhere near 10,000?
No, God, no.
Not over 5,000? And you say you have proof that you did?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's see your proof.
I have several text messages here.
What was he doing
Rubbing my
while you were...
feet and smelling my feet, which became odd. And it was just like, okay, got the money left.
I mean, but beyond that, he wasn't like, ooh, baby.
No, thank God, no.
Okay.
Defendant Tony Terry met the plaintiff online, and she claims he has a foot fetish, and he regularly paid Tony to rub her feet.
That's between you and y'all owe me her mother. How does her mother owe you?
Well, I also helped the defendant by giving the defendant money for her mother's medical bills.
She had spoke with him about paying him back like $150 one time.
Man.
He told him to bring it up in writing, and he never did.
Ma'am, you must have some hell of a toes.
I got cute feet.
You got a hell of a toe job, doctor. That's all right to say, right? Toe job. All right. That's not vulgar. That's why I need to get my card so I can... Ma'am, you're telling him you'll pay. I'm reading it. That's why he says to you, Tony, I estimate that between you and your mother, y'all owe me $10,000 cash.
Yeah. But he's
And
not taking out for no
$2,000 in Western
account
Union. I
of
can
what
get
was
what, ma'am?
paid. He's not taking out for any account of what was paid towards the foot session.
Right, but I'm
So-
taking into account what you say. All I can take into account is what you say. And you say, I know I owe you, I will pay you.
Yeah, the 120 that I have written on a piece of paper.
No, he says 10,000 and you say yes to the 10,000. I know the game. I'm looking at it. I ain't going through this with you. Take your con to another man. Judgment for the plaintiff.
And I'm going to take into consideration what you had paid for. So.
What I like to say is to other guys out there, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you get stuff that you didn't want.
Plaintiff Dearianne Davidson met the defendant in college, and they were good friends and roommates. Dearianne claims the day after a party, the defendant moved out without warning, and he's suing because he claims the defendant damaged his TV, cut up his coat, and had his car towed. Defendant Don Torres says during Dearianne's party, Don was at work, but while scrolling through Snapchat, he saw a video of Dearianne making out with a guy whom Don was dating. Don admits he was furious and moved out, and he's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Don and I met back in 2013. We were college friends. We met in college. We were always partying, going out together. I treated him like my little brother. We had a lot in common. Our running name for Don in our social group was Damn It Don, pardon my French. Everything was super fun with us, lighthearted, but Don kind of worked on his own time and did his own kind of thing. So when he would show up 2 hours late to a party and stuff like that, we'd all say, pardon my French, Damn It Don, and things like that. So in June of 2014, Don had asked me if he could move in with me in my 3-bedroom apartment. I, of course, agreed. We were super close. We agreed that he would pay me $750 a month for rent. And then fast forward to the end of August. John paid June, but he did not pay July, August. So fast forward to the end of August. I threw a party. I had a bunch of friends over, August 30th. That next morning after my party, I woke up. All of Don's things were gone. I had a TV in my living room that was smashed and laying face down. And I was trying to get a hold of Don.
Where were you when all this was happening?
I was blackout drunk, passed out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, at least you're honest. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was trying to get a hold of Don. I was blocked on everything, trying to call him.
Had you all had an argument?
No.
Let me hear from you.
So we met in college, we're good friends, all that good stuff. We're like brothers, traveled, did all that good stuff together. It's not uncommon for our generation to have fun when they party and all that good stuff. But he actually went a little overboard and he ended up making out with someone that I was talking to at the time that I was with. And he ended up posting it on Snapchat. So I was at work, I'm on my phone waiting, I'm on Snapchat. I knew he was having the party. I'm on Snapchat just going through the stories, people's stories, and then I get to his story and I see how lit the party is, and then I see what he did. And not only that, we have a lot of the same friends, so a lot of the other people are Snapchatting, and they're getting it from different angles. And when I tell you they were kissing, like they were kissing, like almost having a baby kissing. Yeah, like it was like that kind of, it was really, really disrespectful, crossing the line. And I was pissed, I was mad.
Plaintiff Dearianne Davidson is suing his former roommate because he claims after a dispute over a man, the defendant damaged his TV, cut up his coat, and had his car towed.
Did you approach him about it?
No, well, when I went home, immediately I just grabbed my stuff. I did have like speakers and stuff around the TV. I may have gently dropped it as I was grabbing my...
He didn't tell me yet. You're busting yourself before he even tell me what happened.
No.
Now,
Grabbing my stuff abruptly.
All right. You never did come back and discuss it with him because perhaps you were misinterpreted things.
Oh, no. It was very clear. It was clear. It was very clear. It was very clear. And that was the other part. It was that. It was the fact that you knew who he was. Everyone else in our group knew who he was. And
so did you make out with his trade on Snapchat?
Oh, no, he didn't.
I'm sorry. With his former partner.
I'm not going to do that.
And put it on Snapchat.
Your Honor, it's alleged. It's alleged.
So you act like you didn't know why he left.
I didn't find out until a little bit later because I was trying to contact him and find out, and it was just people saying he's not trying to talk to you right now. And I was like, okay, so what's going on?
So when you did, what did he say? What did he say to you about it? He made the accusation?
Yeah, of course.
And what did you say?
I said, I don't know. I don't remember doing that.
And tell me how he owes you for rent, damaged property, and towing fee. I know how he owes you for the damaged property that TV accidentally dropped. But go ahead.
So he owes me for
Gently, right.
So he owes me for the rent because he didn't pay July, August. He also didn't give me a notice for leaving, so I'm holding him accountable for September as well.
You made the place uninhabitable. What they call constructive eviction, meaning the conditions were so hostile that you could not stay together after this incident. And you, having caused the incident, was the one who constructively evicted him. So, not going to give you that. I'll give you from the day he moved out. And you moved out when?
Ooh, I believe it was.
Now you about to lie.
No,
when
no,
did he
no.
move out?
August 31st.
August 31st. All right. I'm going to give you July and August. All right. And the property, how much was your television? Do you have something?
I do have something.
And how does he owe you for a towing fee?
He was actually working at a nightclub that I halfway kind of knew that he was working at. I go one night, I check in my coat-to-coat check. I'm partying all night like I do. I'm leaving the nightclub, I get my coat from Coat Check, and there's cuts all over my coat. And I have those pictures here.
You see it?
Yep.
Are they gently cut?
No.
You try. Look.
You know, he does his work. He does his work gently. Yeah, that is gently. So when you retrieved your coat and you asked what happened, what were you told?
I was told that I brought it in that way.
Who told you that?
The guy at the Coat Check. So me and the guy at the Coat Check start to get into it a little bit.
Right.
And they tell me I have to leave the bar because it's closing. I leave, I go out to the parking lot.
Was he the manager?
Yes.
Did he have authority over the coat check guy?
Yes.
Go ahead.
As I get to the parking lot, I'm furious, looking for my car. My car is not there.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. You vicious.
No.
What happened to the, what did you find happened to your car?
So I
sir?
called the towing company. I ask about my car, my silver Jetta, my little baby, and they say that someone from the club or that the club has had the car removed because it shouldn't have been on the premises.
Was it on the premises legally?
Legally.
Do you
Well,
know?
okay.
Go ahead.
So as far as the jacket goes, I'm not in the coat check. So I go in and out, yes, to run in and out, but I was not in there that often. As far as the car goes, I do remember specifically another person who was attending, they couldn't get out because of how the car was parked. I may have known that it was his, but it was, as my job, I have to, you know, accommodate. It was like it was.
Who did you ask about the car later?
I asked the
It
towing
was a
company.
towing company, yeah. What did they tell you?
They told me that someone had called and asked for the car to be removed.
They didn't say it was blocking something? They didn't
say
tell you the
anything.
circumstances?
No.
And they didn't say the manager called?
They did not say the manager called.
Plaintiff Darianne Davidson is suing his former roommate because he claims after a dispute over a man, the defendant damaged his TV, cut up his coat, and had his car towed.
Well, unfortunately, you have to prove more likely than not that it was him. I'm convinced that he gently damaged your television intentionally.
I think the television was in the way
Whatever.
of my stuff.
So I don't know about the towing and the jacket, sir. And your counterclaim, $1,500 for emotional distress. How does he owe you?
Well, okay. Well, see, since all that happened, first and foremost, I was going through a lot around that time, period. When he posted it out there and, you know, as far as everybody knowing my business, knowing our situation, people coming up to me, talking to me about it, and then furthermore, you know, people coming up to me asking why haven't I spoken to him, why haven't I talked to him, Darian's looking for you. I just feel like a lot of people knew my business, and it was just my name out there. And, you know, and not in the way that I would have liked it. So, you know, it really bothered me.
I'm not inclined to grant a judgment for that. For example, one of the things you think you should receive a judgment for, it sounds, is because he was cheating in the first place with your boyfriend, right? I believe he did go behind your back and deal with your mate but that's not something you can receive a legal judgment for. You just call him a dirty, low-down scoundrel. Did you do that?
Did I call him that?
Yeah. I give you
probably-
permission.
You dirty, low-down.
Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,769. Can't give you anything for emotional distress. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
Run me my money. Period. I just want my money back. Period. Run me my money.
Well, do you want to move in with me?
No.
Okay.
The plaintiff, Mary Parker, claims her ex is a drug-addicted deadbeat dad who owes her child support. Angelo Rivera, the defendant, claims the plaintiff falsely accused him of molestation, so he's afraid to go anywhere near his kids.
Ms. Parker, you're suing Mr. Rivera, your ex-husband,
Yes,
for
sir.
$5,000 for failure to pay for unpaid child support?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us about this.
I invited him out to church and we started dating. I did
And then you got married.
And then we got married. I became pregnant, and my grandma is a Pentecostal, and she said, you need to get married. And so I did marry him. And from there, it was all downhill. Late nights, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I did smell the pot on his breath a lot. I myself did
This
not.
is during the marriage.
This was still
And how
in the
long
marriage.
ago was that?
Well, I didn't know exactly.
How
when-
long have you all been divorced?
We've been divorced, I guess, about 5 years.
Okay, so that was
Around
at
it.
least 5 years ago. You're saying
Right.
all these things happened during the marriage.
And I kicked him out. I said, this is a Christian family. You're not welcome. I found coke in his pocket. And he didn't go to work for 2 days. He said he was at work. I called work, and he wasn't there.
Did you all have children at that time?
Yes, we had 2.
Was he caring for them? Was he bringing the money home? Or was you saying you
My
spent it all
grandma
on coke
Davis
and pot?
helped. I didn't see a lot of the money. My grandma paid for a couch. She paid for a lot of things for
Sir,
us.
were you bringing the money home while you were married?
Yes, I was. That bag of cocaine she's claiming to have, she had it in her possession. The cops told her to get rid of it, otherwise they were going to take her to
Because I
jail.
showed
So you said
That
she had the coke,
yes, she
not
had
you.
it in her possessions when the cops came. Because
Yeah,
the cops
I
came
told
at
Your
that
mama
point
says
in
she's a
time.
Pentecostal Christian, and you're saying that she had
Pentecostal
cocaine.
Christian. She's a
Baptist.
Baptist.
I'm a Baptist, sir.
Oh,
We
your
both
grandmother's a
Baptists.
Pentecostal.
We went to
Yeah,
the
she's-
same
All right.
Baptist church.
All right, so you kicked him out because he wasn't coming home, he wasn't bringing the money home. How long thereafter did you all get a divorce?
He wouldn't give me a divorce. I kept on asking. He wouldn't come to court. He wouldn't give me a divorce. It took a long time.
That's not true, Your Honor.
How long did it take?
I filed against her
I'll
just
get to
as
you,
much.
man. How long did it take?
It took about 2 years, maybe.
During that 2-year period, was he paying any support?
He did some. He would call me up from Indiana and say he had child support for me to come up. And
Where
he
were
would
you
go,
at? He said he'd call you up from Indiana. You
Yeah,
had moved?
he said I lived in Indiana then.
Where was
I-
he living then?
Chicago.
You claimed that during the marriage you provided support. So I
Yes.
want you to defend the attack
Bills
on
were
your
paid,
credibility.
The rent was paid. Food was
Okay.
always on the table.
And you contributed.
Yes, I even cleaned the house. I did everything because she was too busy cleaning her dad's
All
house
right.
all the time.
When she put you out for allegedly spending your money on coke and coming in all times of night, that's the reason she said she put you out. When that occurred, see, you're not defending that. You must have been doing all that.
because I was listening to what you're saying, but that's not why she put me. She put me out because she was sleeping with the guy that lived in the same building as us.
Where do you get this information? Because this is a terrible thing
Louis
for
had
you.
told me
He's a
himself.
liar. He's a liar.
The guy who was sleeping with your wife
the guy
told
that was
you
sleeping
so?
with my wife. At first, I
And you
didn't
let
believe
you,
it
he was
until
able to
I
get it
left.
out his mouth fully
Yes,
without your
he said
fist
it
being in his
completely
mouth?
out of his mouth.
That was his friend
Yeah,
that
okay.
he took somewhere because he represented a gang somewhere and he got beat up. And he brought him with him and
What gang that
they
was?
have
Did he
more.
ever
I don't
confront
know.
you about this?
Why is your tooth missing? Who punched it out? Why were you in the hospital?
That's when I was out drinking with your buddy that you were sleeping with.
No.
Now you should know that. You was at the hospital with me. The cops never came
Talk
to
to
me.
me. Talk to me. My question, ma'am, did he ever confront you about that
Never.
back then?
This is the first
This is
time-
the first time you ever heard that?
Yes, sir. Like
Okay,
I said,
very
he
good.
lied
Hold
about
on, let
his
me move
mom.
on then, ma'am.
Rivera claims his ex-wife is a hypocrite who had an affair with a neighbor.
Now, fast forward to the time of the divorce. You were ordered to pay. Did you pay at that time?
I was not ordered to pay until after we had got the divorce.
I understand that. That's what I just said.
That's
When you
right.
got
I
the
was
divorce,
ordered
you
to
were
pay.
ordered to pay.
And after our divorce, she was supposed to get 25% of my net pay once up on I got a job. Or if I work side jobs to give
No,
her
that's
money.
not how child support
All right.
goes, buddy.
But
that's not how
in the
child
agreement, right.
support goes. What do you mean right? I know it's
understand
right.
What you're saying.
It's not how they don't tell you pay if you can.
Well,
Or pay. Be quiet.
We talking about
when I'm
this.
talking, you be quiet. They do not. A judge does not order you to pay it if you can and when you can. Pay it when you get a job, if you get a job. That's not how it goes. You were ordered to pay. My question to you is, did you pay since the time of the divorce order ordering you to pay?
Yes, I paid what I could. I have the envelope right here.
There you go.
With the
Show me what you
receipts.
paid.
I even got check stubs here to show when they were garnishing my paychecks.
Let me see that as well.
And to tell you right there was 124 something they were taking every 2 weeks.
Ma'am,
He quits his jobs every time he gets served. Your Honor.
What do you have?
I have a paper showing as of August 3rd, 1999, he's $7,308 behind
Let me see
in
that.
child support. Can I say something, sir?
Yes.
He had told me that since my husband now supports the kids, for him to adopt them where he don't have to worry about paying child support. My daughter's here today. She wanted to come in, but she cries every week for her dad. He told her face to face, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Did you do that, sir?
Yes, sir, because of the false
You did?
allegations that
Because
my
what?
wife had, because of the false allegations my wife had brought against me in the past. And it brought up certain circumstances, so I don't want nothing to do with the kids today become 16, 17 years of age.
Why?
Where they could speak.
What false
legally for
allegations your wife made caused you to tell your children you want nothing to do with
Well,
them?
my wife went out and said that I had sexually molested my daughter.
My
All
daughter
right?
told
Quiet, ma'am.
That all came out of court. It was all dismissed from court.
Huh? But why did you tell your daughter you wanted nothing to do with her?
Oh, I didn't tell that. I said, Daddy cannot take you overnight.
Because of the fear that this previous allegation might once again
Correct.
come about.
Yes.
And that's somewhat understandable. State says that you owe a deficiency of $7,308. You also provided me, sir, with some receipts indicating that you have paid her directly. Those receipts totaled $728. So I gave you credit for that. Even a dog cares for his puppies and provides support for his puppies. So I want you to give some thought to that, because some people would suggest you're acting lower than a dog. And I'm sure you don't want to be considered lower than a dog. I can only give you $5,000 judgment. Once again, ma'am, good luck to you. That is my order.
Thank you.
We recently spoke with both plaintiff Mary Parker and defendant Angelo Rivera. Mary told us that their children are now 30 and 28, and although they both tried to have a relationship with Angelo, it didn't work out. Mary says her children now have nothing to do with Angelo, and he didn't even show up to their daughter's wedding. Angelo told us that he paid off his child support to Mary and has moved on with his life. He said he's remarried and has 6 more children with his second wife.